Hello, everybody. Moltrap here, and this is going to be a very, very fun game. I'm going to be commentating today. This is going to be Kwanro versus UpMagic. Before we get to the details of this game, I want to first of all apologize. I haven't been doing too many commentaries lately. It's funny how when I have spare time, sometimes when I actually have spare time, I actually do less commentaries. And when I don't have time, I end up doing more as a distraction. It's kind of cool to see them. They're obviously joking back and forth to each other. I really wish I knew what they were saying to each other right now, getting ready for this game here. But that's cool. It's always nice when they're cordial to each other, and that's one of the cool things about pro gaming actually is that all the players are usually pretty civil to each other at the very least, and even nice to each other, even when they're considered rivals, by the media. Me being the media, I guess actually, but they still are, talk to each other and are even friends and sometimes practice together, that sort of thing. Anyway, but yeah, so it's kind of the reverse situation lately. Lately, I've been working this temp job that I got. I don't remember if I mentioned that in my last game or not, that I have a temp job that's been taking up a lot of time. And mostly the big problem is that it's not a very entertaining temp job. It's just data entry and just pretty mundane stuff. Although I'm poning it because I've this office is pretty used to their ways, and I've shown them the wonders of macros, and they're amazed. They think it's magic that I can make the computer do things automatically. And so I've already some of their things that they've that used to take them 5 minutes to do. I've shaved it down to 30 seconds. Stuff like that. Anyway. But it is data entry, and so it's kind of exhausting. You would think that doing less work would actually be less tiring, but actually doing mundane work can really tire you out a lot, surprisingly. And so usually when I come home from work, I don't really have a lot of energy to do commentaries, and so I haven't been doing that many. So I apologize for that. But it pays the bills. A little bit of another kind of thing that I guess I should say is unfortunately, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go to Korea after all. I really feel like crap saying that because I hate when people are really, really, really excited about they're definitely going to do something and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this awesome thing, it isn't going to be awesome, and then they don't do it. And I've always tried to not be one of those people. I don't commit to anything unless I really intend to do it. So I just want to let everyone know that it's still something I'm going to try and do, and it is something that I've legitimately been trying to do, but it's just, I just don't have enough money for it, unfortunately, at the moment. So it's, there's just no physical way that I could get it put together at this point, it looks like. I actually went to look up some plane tickets, and that's why, is because I was actually going to look and buy some plane tickets, and plane tickets are $300 more than I thought they would be, one way, so that is part of what the problem is I thought I was barely going to be able to make a trip over there, and I barely had enough money to survive for a couple weeks, and it turned out that I would only have enough to pay for the ticket, basically, but not actually live there. So I could go there and then just starve for a month, and then I will destroy everyone again in 2009. That's a funny little Entis poster. Anyway, CJ Kwanro is the blue Zerg, by the way, at the top, and UpMagic is the green Terran at the bottom. We see Kwanro scouting very early with a drone, actually. So he is really concerned about perhaps UpMagic doing some kind of cheese. This is a Zerg favorite map. Well, actually, I don't know the map statistics off the top of my head. I consider it a Zerg favorite map because it's just so easy for Zergs to get a very fast 3 bases, and they can squeeze a drone through and get a double gas as well. And basically, if the Zerg takes the air, which is especially easy against a Terran player, if they take the air, then they can take all these hidden, closed off expansions around the side of the map, or on the outside of the map. This is the map Outsider, and they can get a lot of gas and just completely overrun a Terran player very easily. And so I wouldn't be surprised if Kwanro sent out that drone because he was afraid of some cheese. Cheese being when some player does an all-in strategy of some kind and tries to win early on. It looks like UpMagic might be going for some mech though. He is mining a lot of gas right now. and so that's a likely thing here. Kwanro now has his expansion down. He now has a his pool and gas going down as well, so he's going to be plenty prepared. And that's part of why he sent that drone scout out as well, probably, is to see if UpMagic was going to go mech, because UpMagic does go mech a decent amount, and he's really good at it actually too. So it's a good thing that you want to check on to make sure you know if you're going to need a sunken colony in the front of your base to try and catch vultures or anything like that. So it's a prudent move there. Anyway, and now he's actually taken his SCVs off of gas. So he's just gotten enough for that factory. He's probably just going to make maybe a vulture or two. The vultures only cost minerals, so you don't need the gas coming in for those. He may have mined enough as well for a machine shop and an upgrade or something like that, theoretically. Although if he was going to, I think he probably wouldn't have kept so many SCVs on gas. He would have had it worked out so that he would slowly mine enough to get in just enough for that. Anyway, he does have one SCV mining gas again, so that maybe what he's doing right now is maybe just trying to barely get enough gas for some mine upgrades or something like that. And that's what I was thinking. I thought he was going to go into a command center because he was focusing on getting so many minerals in the bank. Anyway, but just to go back to that other point really quick, I am still legitimately going to try and go to Korea, but it's just, just hasn't worked out financially, and like I said, the tickets ended up being really, really expensive. I thought I was going to be able to get a good deal, but I can't find a good deal anywhere, so it's probably not going to work out. So I guess my backup plan is to maybe try and save up and go in the winter or something like that. The only way, but I don't know if that's going to work if I end up getting a job, hopefully getting a real job pretty soon. It might prohibit that, so it's a little bit up in the air right now. Basically, the way I could go is if my temp job, which is supposed to end like next week, keeps going for a couple more weeks and I am able to make some more money off that, and if I get like a real job, like clinched, like sign a contract, then that way I'll actually be able to bank on that job, and I'll be able to, put some stuff in my credit card, and then maybe I'll be able to afford to go that. But it is a little bit up in the air. I'll keep everyone updated, and we'll see. Anyway, yes, hopefully I did not spend too much time talking about that. Some people have been complaining that I've been spending too much time talking about other random stuff before the games. I apologize. But UpMagic has that vulture out. He's been doing a little harassment. He has been able to accomplish a lot because the Kwanro did get a sunken colony up pretty early on. UpMagic doing a very good job of microing that vulture around to try and kill off those zerglings. The zerglings are trying to go in towards his base, though, and Kwanro is mostly just ignoring that vulture, sending in a lot of zerglings, and UpMagic does not have a lot of marines to deal with it. He has a Goliath out now, and that's actually going to be decently effective. He's got a spire going up. He's just going for a 2-hatch spire build right now, and if he's able to pick off those marines and do some early damage to basically keep the amount of anti-air units down and keep the SCV count down and that sort of thing, then the 2-hatch Mutas is going to be a lot more effective. So if he's got extra minerals, it makes sense for him to spend it on some zerglings just to try and do some extra harassment, some extra damage. Armory is up. Starport is up with the control tower attached, so he's going to be building Valkyries. But Mutas are going to be out. The Valkyrie, he may have one Valkyrie out by the time those Mutalists come in, but it is going to be a close call. He might not have turrets up. If he does, he's probably just going to barely get them up because the engineering bay is just finished just now, and he's going to be able to start building turrets immediately, and it'll take a little bit for those Mutalists to get over there. So it may be a second before those turrets are finished, but it'll be long enough that those Goliaths can stall the Mutalists just another few seconds for the turrets to get up. And Kwanro knows that Valkyrie's going to be there, and so he's got Scourge alongside as well. And there's the Valkyrie. Is just barely going to be able to occupy those Mutalists long enough for him to get the turrets up. There's the Scourge going in. Oh, the Scourge are going in after. Oh, they do catch it. He was trying to pick off the Scourge with the Goliath fire, but it didn't quite work. Those 2 turrets are finally going to go up. That's going to provide a little bit of cover, but UpMagic is in a little bit of trouble. He's going to be under a lot of pressure here from Kwanro, and he's basically just going to have to survive this pressure long enough to get a decent force of Goliaths out to deal with these Mutalists. In the meantime, several SCVs getting picked off. Nicely done by Kwanro, going around the back there and just barely staying out of range of the Charon boosters. He already has them upgraded, actually, it looks like. And so doing a decent job of making the best of a not terribly good situation. A lot of turrets up, a lot of Goliaths around. It's hard to squeeze in um, hard to